happens when the system is...
Guys, get a second, let people start joining.
Heal, we got it.
Okay, let's do this, and we're not doing this, we're doing chill. Crap. You know, we're just gonna do this. We'll call that a day. So today we are going to be doing real life anti-heroes by Shira's history. We love his animations. He changes his character every time. We might do the chicken nugget virus video next after this, but okay.
is so corrupt, people start cheering for criminals. Today we're going over stories of people who became real-life anti-heroes when they were pushed too far. Lampião. It's 1897, and in the dusty backlands of northeastern Brazil, a boy named Virgulino Ferreira da Silva is born to a family of simple farmers. His parents stare into the eyes of their newborn son and have no idea that he will one day become the most feared outlaw in Brazilian history. Growing up, Virgulino
Imagine that you raise a kid from birth, and then you see them on news. Oh yeah, this anti-hero blank just killed 5 governors, or he just robbed the bank for the people.
and his family aren't rich, but they get by, farming their small plot of land in the Sertão, the harsh semi-arid region of Brazil's northeast. Virgulino helps his father tend to their crops and goats. In his free time, he taught himself how to read and sew. Life is simple, and simple is good. But in the early 1900s, the Brazilian backlands are a lawless place controlled by wealthy landowners who rule their territories like medieval warlords. Called corones, these men are—
What type of gun is that? That's some dork gun. It's like Han Solo type gun. Like
essentially oligarchs
Like, Mr. Editor, can you put a picture of Han Solo's gun on screen, like right here?
with their own private armies and who use the local police as their personal thugs. In 1916, Virgulino is 19 years old, and his family gets into a land dispute with a powerful local family called the Saturninos. At first, Virgulino's father tries to handle this the legal way by going to the authorities, then moving twice to try to keep his family safe and out of trouble. But the Saturninos are wealthy, and this feud will only end when they say it will. They accuse Virgulino's father of stealing one of their goats, and a group of police officers working for the Saturninos show up at the farm. Virgulino's father walks out to see what the matter is, and he discovers the cops are not there to make an arrest. They're there to send a warning. Virgulino watches from his hiding spot.
Oh nah, bro, you're not gonna help your dad? Like, jeez. Oh wait, she's trying to help.
As the police beat his father nearly to death in front of their house. His mother is screaming for them to stop while his siblings cry out in fear. There's nothing he can do. The police laugh and ride away, leaving his father broken and bleeding in the dirt. His father survives, but he's never the same. The family is traumatized and terrified, but the Saturninos aren't done with them yet.
picked a great name, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
18th, 1921, the police return, and this time they open fire on the family home, and Virgilino's father is shot and killed. Virgilino barely escapes with his life, along with a few of his brothers. As he runs through the brush with bullets whizzing past his head, he turns back to see his family's home burning. His entire life, he had been taught to follow the law, to be a good person, but
Oh no, there's some villain arc. Oh, it's a villain arc. Like I said last time.
in the end, all that got him was his family murdered. The world is cruel. It had shown him that there was no justice for people like him, and in that moment, he decides that if respect cannot be earned through an honest life, he will take it with violence. Hey, did somebody say violence?
That's Rick and Morty's portal. Oh no.
Not me. Oh, could have sworn I heard. Never mind. Hey, you look kind of down. You should take a break and do some gaming or something. Like Bola Jigu.
No.
Well, guess I'll be hitting that dusty trail.
You're in the 1960s or the 1919, 1921, whatever time this is, and some guy pops out a portal. What you thinking? Oh, obviously, I'm running for the hills.
Virgilino and his surviving brothers flee into the wilderness and join up with a group of cangaceiros, bandits who roamed the backlands of northeast Brazil. These men had their own code and their own brutal way of dealing with the wealthy landowners who had oppressed them. And this was exactly what Virgilino had been looking for. He quickly rises through the ranks and earns himself the nickname Lampião, the Lantern, because he could shoot a lever-action rifle so fast that his muzzle looked like a flickering lamp in the night. By 1922, Lampião had assumed control of the Cangaceiro band, and they began terrorizing the backlands. They attacked small towns and farms in 7 states, took hostages for ransom, extorted money by threats of violence, tortured, firebranded, raped, and maimed. But unlike other bandits who just robbed
What? Editor, bleep that out.
and pillaged randomly, Lampião initially targets the wealthy corones and their properties. Word of Lampião's raids on the rich spreads through the region, and he becomes a folk hero to the poor. The bespectacled cangaceiro was a walking contradiction. When he wasn't robbing and killing people, he would pray at churches regularly. He would brutally execute most police officers, but spare the townspeople he liked. He would rob from the rich and then buy items from local shopkeepers with the money. This isn't to say he was a nice guy or anything, just that there were reasons some of the poor didn't think
Well, no crap, Sherlock. He's an anti-hero.
he was all that bad a guy. In 1930, something unexpected happens. Lampião meets a woman named Maria Bonita, who, according to historical accounts, was super hot. She's married to a shoemaker, but after meeting Lampião, she leaves her husband, joins Lampião's gang, and becomes the first woman cangaceira. Together they rob, raid, and raise absolute hell throughout northeast Brazil, gaining a reputation similar to
It's a dork gun again. Oh no.
Bonnie and Clyde. They were sticking it to the man and having a blast while doing it. But as time progressed, Lampião's tactics became increasingly brutal. In one raid, his gang tortures and mutilates their victims as a warning to others. He personally oversees the executions of dozens of people, many of them beheaded in public squares. The boy who just wanted a simple life on the farm had transformed into something truly terrifying.
If it gets in your eye, oh, that's disgusting. Like that goes in your eye. No, I'm not letting that get in my eye.
By 1938, due to his increasingly brutal actions, Lampião had lost the trust of many of the local townspeople, and his luck finally runs out. The government had been working with local informants who tracked the movements of his gang. On July 28th, while Lampião, Maria Bonita, and 9 other gang members are sleeping in a hideout, they're ambushed by a police battalion at dawn. Lampião wakes to the sound of gunfire and grabs his rifle, but he's immediately hit multiple times. Maria Bonita tries to fight back, but she's gunned down beside him. Within minutes, the couple and 9 other gang members are dead. The police, wanting to make an example that would end the cangaceiro lifestyle forever, do something absolutely insane. They cut off the heads of all 11 gang members, preserve them in kerosene, and go on a tour throughout the Northeast, displaying them in town squares for everyone to see, which seems like a totally normal and not at all psychotic thing to do. The heads of
Nah, you walk down the street with your kid or your family, and you just see heads on a staircase, like, bro. I'm like, yeah, these are criminals. Those, bro. Oh no. Like, even that's terrible.
Lampiao and Maria Bonita were brought from town to town, and they weren't properly buried until 1969, over 30 years after their deaths.
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open
I might play that soon.
whatever you want.
Ned Kelly. It's 1865, and in the small farming town of Avenel, Australia, an 11-year-old boy named Ned
Australia's
Kelly is
wild.
walking along a creek when he hears screaming. A 7-year-old has fallen in and is drowning. Without hesitation, Ned jumps into the water and pulls him out, saving his life. He's given a bright green sash as a thank you for his heroism, and he proudly parades it around town.
This single two things make me mad.
Ned is a good kid who is trying to survive in an impossible situation. His father, Red, is an Irish ex-convict doing his best to make ends meet on their small farm, but it's brutal. They're dirt poor and the land is unforgiving. The Kelly farm is tucked away in rural Victoria where the soil is tough and the British colonial authorities watch ex-convicts like hawks, just waiting for them to screw up. Things get so bad that Red already moved them once to his smaller farm in Avenel, basically gambling that the new area would solve all their problems. It doesn't, and the Kellys continue to struggle. One day, a calf wanders onto their property. Red looks at his starving children and then looks at this calf. Desperate and with no options, he kills it to feed his family. He knows this is wrong, but he doesn't know what else to do. The police show up and drag Red away in front of a young Ned.
Jeez. Ned is... Jeez. That's terrible. That's rough. That's real tough decision.
For cattle theft. He's sentenced to 6 months of hard labor. He comes back a broken man and spirals into alcohol abuse. By December 1866, he's dead. At just 12 years old, Ned Kelly is now the man of the house. He's got 7 other siblings and the responsibility of keeping his
You're broke, and you have 8 kids. Like, bro, this man is dirt poor, and he has, that's a great idea. Let's have 8 kids, honey. No, let's not do that. It's a terrible
entire
idea.
family alive just landed on his shoulders. 6, he's dead. Got 7 other siblings.
Those kids look like they can work. That one can't work. Sell that one. Just kidding. They look like they can work. Bro, get your siblings start working. You're the man of the house. Get them work. It's free labor, basically.
And the responsibility of keeping his entire family alive just landed on his shoulders. The Kellys moved to Greta to be with his mom's extended family, but that doesn't magically solve their poverty problem. Ned needs money, and he needs it fast. So when bushranger Harry Power offers to take him on as an apprentice, Ned, now desperate, agrees. They become quite the duo, and Power teaches him everything: how to rob, how to survive in the bush, and how to stay one step ahead of the law. This goes on until June 1870, when Power gets arrested. Everyone knows Ned was involved, but there's no actual proof. So he walks free, and for a minute, it seems like maybe he got away with it. But in April 1871, Ned's riding around on a horse that belongs to a family friend when a cop attacks him out of nowhere. Ned gets subdued and pistol whipped, and here's the kicker. Turns out the horse had been stolen, just not by Ned. He's sentenced to 3 years of hard labor. When Ned finally gets out of prison, he tries to go straight, but his reputation precedes him everywhere. No one is willing to give him a chance at redemption. Eventually, he realizes that it's no use and goes back to a life of crime. He starts up a horse stealing ring, and surprisingly, he's really good at it.
This is why our youth keeps going back to crime. Like, their reputations keep going back, and they're like, oh, I can't get jobs, oh, I can't do this, they won't hire me, so I just go back to what I find easy. stealing.
and it's incredibly successful. He's finally, for the first time, making actual money. But in April 1878, a cop named Fitzpatrick shows up at the Kelly house drunk off his ass,
That man is high.
trying to arrest Ned's younger brother Dan. There's a scuffle, and Fitzpatrick gets shot in the hand. There are conflicting accounts on who pulled the trigger, but regardless, he goes straight to his superiors and claims the Kellys attacked him. Ned and Dan are already in the woods when the police come looking, but their mother is arrested and sentenced to 3 years of hard labor. The brothers offer to turn themselves in if they'll let their mom go.
What was happening in Australia? Jeez.
It's a direct trade. You want us? We're right here. Just free her, but the police refuse. At this point, Ned finally realizes that he is not the problem. It is the entire system that's broken. And if that is the case, then he's done playing by any rules. Joined by his brother and 2 other men, he forms the Kelly Gang. This time, when cops come looking for them, Ned and Dan set up an ambush and 3 police officers end up dead. This causes the government to lose their minds. They pass the Felons Apprehension Act, which basically declares the Kelly brothers outlaws in the old school sense, meaning anyone can shoot them on sight. But Ned is done hiding. In December 1878, the Kelly Gang hits a bank in Euroa. They rob it clean, but here's the thing. They keep everyone in town safe during the robbery. In fact, they take the hostages out to the back of the bank and, not making this up, perform a trick riding show for them before riding away with the loot. Yeah!
You just robbed a bank. You know, you're like, oh, I'm performing these for these guys. But bro, what is your plan here?
Come on in.
That man's like, he's like,
And,
man,
not making this up,
oh, I'm
perform a
dead.
trick riding show for them before riding away with the loot. Yeah!
This man's like, what is happening? Get that? What? Hello? What is happening?
Come on now.
Impressive.
Here you go. That's a good boy. What the fuck? In February 1879, the Kellys rob another bank in Gerald Airy. Ned finds mortgage and loan documents in the vault and says, "The bloody banks are crushing the life's blood out of the poor struggling man," as he lights them on fire. He lectures the hostages from the bank on police corruption and the unfair justice system, then sets them free before escaping back into the bush.
Bro,
Man, as he lights them
missed those.
on fire. He lectures the hostages from the bank on police corruption and the unfair justice system, then sets them free before escaping back into the bush. Following the raid, he writes a manifesto called the Gerald Airy Letter, in which he rants on the broken system and sends a warning to the law. Word of Ned's crime spree begins to spread, and many in the area begin cheering for him in his war against corruption. The government issues a reward of £8,000 for the gang's capture, which is equivalent to $1.5 million in today's money, and begin to take away
Yo, that's wild.
land rights from Kelly supporters, but none of it worked, and the Kelly gang remained at large. But eventually, the £8,000 is too enticing to ignore forever, and in June 1880, the Kelly gang discovers that their friend Aaron Sherritt had been cooperating with the cops.
Oh no, yeah, shoot him. Yeah, oh, no, you gotta be like, oh, it's a rat? Just what I was waiting for. You'd be like, this man tried to betray us. This man is a traitor. What happens to traitors? They get hung. The little kid's in the front row. He's like, it's gonna be a show, a little fight, a little punch fight. Instead, he gets the guy gets shot. He's like, the kid's like, what? What is that? Mom?
And providing them information on their whereabouts. The gang brings a mutual friend and has him knock and call for Sherritt at his door. Not suspecting anything, Aaron opens the door and Ned's associates unload 2 shotgun shells into his neck and chest, killing him dead. Ned knew the police would call in a special train full of reinforcements for this murder, so he had already planned his next steps. He had some men
5 steps ahead.
Derailed the train tracks into Glenrowan and made plans to shoot any survivors after the crash. They would then blow up a bridge, torch the courthouse, and free the prisoners in jail before returning to the bush. The Kelly gang storms the Glenrowan Inn and takes every person inside hostage. In true Ned Kelly fashion, he throws a party for the hostages with games, booze, music, and dancing.
I honestly would not be mad if this guy came in and said, "We're having a party, MC, but you're all gonna be hostage, man." I'll bet.
Everyone's stuck there being
The first guy with a full mouth of teeth. Oh, this guy, he has half the teeth.
forced to have a good time while waiting for the eventual train wreck. But it grows late, and no train filled with police seems to have crashed yet. So Ned lets 21 of the hostages he deems trustworthy go home to sleep. But Ned had judged one man wrong. Amongst the free hostages was the schoolmaster for the town, and he immediately runs out to the train tracks to try to alert the police. He waves down the train right before it hits the sabotaged track, saving the lives of all the police officers aboard. Back in the inn, Kelly is releasing the rest of the hostages for the night when the cops suddenly attack the hotel. Ned and his gang rush into the hotel and put on crude suits of armor they had constructed out of plow steel. Each set of armor weighs almost 100 pounds, but is bulletproof, and the Kelly gang lumber out to engage the police in a shootout. Bullets fly back and forth, and some of the hostages are caught in the crossfire. While makeshift armor protects their bodies, the limbs of the outlaws are completely exposed, and soon Ned takes shots to his left hand, arm, and right foot. He stumbles out into the bush, bleeding heavily. The other gang members continue to fire at the cops from inside of the hotel. At dawn the next morning, Ned, armed with 3 pistols, lumbers out of his hiding spot and confronts the police in a last stand. Bullets ricochet off of his armor as he walks forward, firing rounds at the law. His brother and another gang member continue to provide cover fire from inside the hotel. Finally, an officer realizes Ned's legs are completely unprotected and fires 2 shotgun shells into his thighs, finally bringing down the outlaw. The remainder of the Kelly gang dies in the subsequent gunfight. Miraculously, Ned, though badly injured, survives the shootout. While being treated by a doctor, they find that he was wearing the green sash from his childhood that he had earned by saving the drowning boy's life. He is put on trial and is sentenced to death by hanging. Thousands protested Ned Kelly's sentence, and a petition with 32,000 signatures was submitted requesting clemency, but all the attempts to save him fail. On November 11th, 1880, at just 25 years old, Ned walks up to the gallows.
25?
The executioner asks him if he has any last words. He looks up towards the sky and says, "Such is life." Foulon de Vie. It's the 1960s, and in a field along the Yamuna River in rural India, a 10-year-old girl named Foulon de Vie and her sister are sitting eating chickpeas straight off the plants. They're hungry, and this used to be their family's land, so technically they're just eating their own food. But there's just one problem. Years ago, Foulon's uncle and his son stole this land from her father by bribing the village leader to change the land records. Because Foulon's family is from one of the lowest in India's caste system, there was nothing they could do to fight back. Eventually, her cousin finds them in his field, and he orders them to leave. Foulon refuses, and enraged by her defiance, her cousin beats her unconscious. Foulon's family reports this to the village leader, but instead of justice, he orders their entire family to be beaten as punishment. Her parents are terrified she's gonna get them all killed, so they make a decision. They arrange a marriage for her to a man named Putilal. He's 3 times her age, and immediately after the marriage, he wants to get freaky with this
That's a minor.
literal child, which is super gross. Foulon refuses his advances and eventually gets sick with measles. She bounces around between relatives for a while before ending up back in her home village. For some reason, when she returns, the village leader's son decides he's in love with her, but she rejects his advances. His ego can't take the bruising, so he bruises her in another violent beating. Her family sends her
Can she not get her break? Like, bro.
back to live with Putilal, but I guess the guy couldn't wait and he had gone and married someone else. He keeps Foulon around for a few more years and she is abused by both husband and wife, until finally, he just abandons her near a river. Foulon again finds her way back to her home village in 1979, only to discover her cousin destroying her family's crops. This pisses her off, so she picks up a stone and throws it at him, hitting him in the face. The police are called and she is arrested. In custody, the cops beat her and violate her sexually. When they're done with her, they just let her go. Now, all of this is so horrible it's hard to believe it's true, but somehow it just keeps getting worse. Next, she's then kidnapped by a group of bandits led by a man named Babu. He treats her like property and forces himself on her sexually and beats her into submission. For Fulan, life was nothing but pain and misery. But it's at this lowest of lows, when all hope seems lost, that the most unexpected thing happens. The gang's second in command, a man named Vikram, actually starts to feel something for Fulan. He asks Babu to stop treating her that way. Babu laughs in his face, so Vikram murders him and takes control of the gang. For maybe the first time in her entire life, someone treats Fulan like a human being. She and Vikram fall madly in love. He trains her in how to shoot a rifle, and together they start leading raids on higher caste villages. They even track down Fulan's ex-husband and beat him violently as payback for all he had done to her. News of her exploits spreads through the lower caste communities, and they start cheering her on. They call her the Beautiful Bandit. Fulan at long last has love and respect, but soon it would all be ripped away from her again.
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift card.
Yo, say in chat if I should play some Roblox.
Former members of the bandit gang get released from prison, a man named Suram Singh and his brother. They're Thakurs, a higher caste than everyone else in the gang, and so they immediately try to take back control. In the power struggle, Vikram is murdered, and Suram takes Fulan back to their village as a prisoner. Again, she's subjected to the most brutal abuse imaginable, and in a final insult designed to break her will, Suram forces her to fetch water completely naked in front of the entire village. Eventually, Fulan manages to escape. As she runs away, she decides she can't take it anymore. She has been a victim her entire life, and she is done with it. Every single person who hurt her, they're all gonna pay. She meets another bandit named Man Singh, no relation to Suram, and they become lovers. They form a new gang, and Fulan's got only one thing on her mind: revenge. On February 14th, 1981, she arrives at the Thakur village with her revenge. On February 4th, and Fulan's got only one thing on
This lady's crazy. Just the whites in her eyes, she's crazy.
her mind: revenge.
Remember,
On February 14th,
she's going to hurt you. Your friends will laugh at you, so don't do it.
1981, she arrives at the Thakur village with her new bandit gang and demands that Suram Singh and his brother be brought out. The villagers claim they're not there, so Fulan makes a decision. She orders 22 Thakur men from the village to be tied up and led down to the river. These same men watched Suram humiliate and abuse her and did nothing. At the river, her gang shoots every single one of them in the back. 20 of the men die, but 2 survive to report what would be called the Bemai Massacre. The government launches one of the largest manhunts in Indian history, but Fulan is untouchable in the ravines, protected by lower caste villagers who see her as a hero. She evades capture until March 1983, when she finally surrenders and is imprisoned for 10 years. Now, usually these tragic stories end here, but Fulan's takes another improbable turn. In 1994, her charges are dropped, and she's released from prison. She decides to run for government office, and in 1996, she gets elected to parliament. Her campaign focuses on improving conditions for poor villages and stopping child marriages. She becomes
From anti-hero to it's like some government figure.
Becomes a national icon and a hero to those in the lower castes, known as the Bandit Queen. But ultimately, Fulan's story would not have a happy ending. In 2001, she was assassinated outside of her home by another politician who was seeking revenge for the Bemai Massacre. Thanks again to War Thunder for helping us make this video.
Crazy video. Yeah, now we got another third channel I want y'all to check out.
Don't forget to play for free on PC.
So, we're going to get another, what's happened, jeez. So, what should we do? Content fellas. Let's watch this video.
Hello everyone, it's RJ from the Content Fellas team.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I'm part of this channel. go subscribe to Content Fellows. I'm part of this channel too. So, if you like my videos, this is my buddy. Go subscribe to him.
You're probably wondering what the chicken nugget virus is, and also how it took over our school.
This is a true story, by the way. We go to the same school, and we go to the same school, and this is all a true story. And basically, the chicken nugget virus is a virus. He's probably gonna explain this. If he explains it, I swear to God. It's basically a virus that spread from the chicken nuggets at our school. And he has a bunch of crazy theories about it, and I don't know.
Good question. I'm still not sure. Actually, I am sure now, because as I was editing this video, our school shut down, so they could disinfect and find the virus. Also, we made it to Fox News.
Oh, yes, the disinfecting didn't work. It only just made the virus more powerful, so that was a L.
Which is crazy. Anyways, all the events are about to take place is based on a true story at our school. Make sure you like and subscribe, or
I will find you.
No, I
And
won't.
you don't want to know what I'll do to you.
I can't even understand.
anyways, let's go back to the day
What'd he
before.
say?
And you don't want to know what I'll do.
Do you like and subscribe, or
I will find you. And you don't want to know what I'll do to you.
What did he say?
anyways, let's go back to the day before the virus outbreak.
What? Yeah. RJ, what is with these ominous music?
It was February 24th. There were 15 reports of kids throwing up sick. It looked like most of the kids were there for athletics 8th period though, so I don't think much
That was me. I knew what he was doing. He caused the virus. It was him.
of it. Besides, school drama nowadays is like a game of telephone, where you have to second guess everything you hear. After school, I just went home and chilled for the day, working on some Content Felons episodes. Anyways, I went to bed after working hard on the Content Felons series that I'm making, and just woke up the
I'll
next
be
morning.
part of it soon too, by the way. Maybe, if I'm lucky.
I wake up and realize it's the 25th. I forgot I had to retake a science test this morning, so I got up as fast as I could and, yeah. I forgot people nowadays can't listen to a long-ass story with every detail in it without wanting to watch someone play Subway Surfer simultaneously. You know what? Fuck you. There you go, you low attention span piece of shit. Sorry, that was mean. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah. I got to school and I was walking in. Some teachers were saying to make sure we wash our hands. I was like,
The
okay,
counselor
I already
was over here
do,
yapping
so.
at everybody. She was like, remember guys, wash your hands. Your hands better be washed. I'm like, bro, I do not care about no washing hands. I wash my hands already. I'm over here. I have my hand sanitizer in my backpack. I'm like, sweat. And clean that up. Clean my hands up.
Whatever. I walk into first period, which is like our school news channel, like what that one girl does in Spider-Man Homecoming. If you know, you know.
Oh yeah, also, unimportant info, I helped him with this homework. And I'm also in that class.
Anyways, I sit down and speedrun yesterday's homework for math, which was due next period. Yeah, I know, I'm a lazy I get it. Everyone tells me that.
Yes.
Anyways, I say anyways too much. Like, how many times have I said it in this video already?
Holy sidetrack. I want to put some stuff on my face.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, the girl behind me says she didn't feel so good, and less than a second later, she threw up and barely missed me in my $150 fit
That's a lie. He wears jeans and a t-shirt every day. Not trying to call you out like this, RJ, but you don't need to be lying.
by a centimeter. Instead of being like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Are my clothes okay? There's nothing on it, right?"
I think he's
No, just kidding. I'm a villain, not a monster. I just left the scene and pulled the classic COVID 6 feet apart protocol.
Which didn't work.
Yes, I measured the distance. Anyways, did the counter just go up? I thought I took that off already. Anyways. Whatever. She left the room and the janitor, whose name I think is like Carlos or something, cleaned up the
Oh, he's
mess.
still in first period.
Carlos
Yeah.
also had to clean up
No one puked in first period. It was just a girl looking sick.
yesterday's messes too, so I feel bad for him.
That's one.
I was able to finish my
Carlos.
work without getting hit by vomit snipes from across the room and decided to play Five Nights at Epstein's on the computer until the bell rang.
I might be playing Final Fantasy Epstein later tonight, by the way. I'm pausing it too much. I don't care. Oh crap, that scared me. Holy shit. Day 2. Go faster, RJ.
I arrive
Jesus.
and turn in my homework and realize that there is no one here. It's literally just me and like 10 other kids, when they're normally 30.
It's way better.
I just assumed it would have been some band thing or something going on today, but other kids were catching on too. One of my friends, Jude, went to me and told me that someone in his first period threw up in front of the teacher's door, trying to get to the bathroom before that. I started to think that something's wrong, but I just pushed it to the back of my head as I got ready to learn about quadratic functions. What the third period, and in the doorway, I go flying forward into a desk. I was expecting my head to end up like this or that. I don't know which one. Anyways, again with this. Okay, fine. However, oh, come on. I turn around a little dizzy and see that two kids were fighting in the middle of the doorway. I move out of the way and watch as the kid with learning differences becomes traumatized as he watches two guys now stripping the other guy naked while fighting. Seriously, his shirt came off right before our teacher came in and separated the fight.
Miles was watching
I was like,
that.
cool, another fight. Maybe we'll get a brawl next period like last time. We'll probably make a video about that story soon. Anyways,
He's too lazy.
I'm just gonna ignore you now. I sit down and realize that my entire group team isn't here to help me build the robot for the class project, so I was starting to get suspicious on why so many people aren't here at school. Especially when the announcements went off saying that all after-school activities were canceled. Why would they do
Yeah.
that? I decided to work on the robot
They didn't
myself.
tell us until like what? So my choir teacher, Loki W, was like, yeah, everybody's sick, and they bleached the cafeteria that morning, which he probably was not going to tell because he's a lazy person. But they bleached the cafeteria that morning when we were practicing for UIL, which is basically like competition in Texas for, I don't know, just prove that schools are better than other schools. It's lazy stuff. But they were saying like, oh yeah, this is canceled, this is canceled, this is canceled in the middle of second period. I'm like, what is happening? And then the teacher's like, oh yeah, everybody's sick with some virus. I'm like, oh crap.
Because we were far behind compared to other groups. 3 kids that class asked to go to the nurse because they didn't feel well. The bell rang and I escaped without any injuries because of the huge bump on my head. Past last second, and again, no one was here. So I just sat down and wondered if the rapture actually happened before GTA 6 and where what's left. Our teacher just said that because so many kids are
To be completely honest, RJ makes so many jokes about GTA 6 being like, oh, like, bro, every day he makes a joke about how, oh, this is happening before GTA 6, World War 3 is happening before GTA 6, the Rapture's happening before GTA 6. Like, bro, we know it's happening before GTA 6, you don't have to remind us.
aren't here and that they wouldn't need it to catch up. She just had us watch a musical. As I had to observe what was going on and realized 2 of my friends in that class were sick. One of them, who was plus-sized, threw up in the trash can 3 times, and my teacher had to throw up with him because they have like that gag reflex thingy. The other friend, Waylon, decided that he was fine, although everyone could tell he wasn't. Like those guys in zombie movies.
Oh, so Waylon, in third period, he was with me because we're in history class. He decided that he's going to fake being sick. So, like every good friend is, 6 feet apart protocol.
who were clearly bitten but lied about it and ended up hurting everyone in the group. I was really concerned about this whole sickness thing and asked to go to the restroom, but I was secretly just going to the nurse's office instead to investigate.
Bro's trying to get sick.
Mwah-ha-ha.
This is why he got sick Friday when school got canceled. This is why. Because he is actually dumb.
I sat down with the other kids in line, which the line spread from the office to the main hallway. It was so bad they put chairs there for sick kids to sit in
Yeah, it's like
as they wait to get checked in.
Yeah, it was like
I asked some of the kids what was going
30-minute
on while
line.
wearing my special diamond-studded COVID mask.
Stop glazing yourself, RJ. We know you don't have that. You don't even have a mask.
They said that they were sick, and I was like, no shit, Sherlock. Everyone is. Again, kidding. I asked them to
No.
elaborate, and they explained the origins of the chicken nugget virus. Dun dun dun. Sorry, that was pretty bad.
He said the title. He said the title. Holy.
Yesterday's lunch consisted of 3 options: Big Daddy's Pizza, pause, chicken nuggies, or baked dried potato. I don't even know the name at this point. It's just horrible. No one likes their dried out frozen potatoes and pizza. The radioactive chicken nuggets were the best thing they had that day. Most kids ate the nuggies. One of the kids, John, I'm just gonna say, said that one of the cafeteria ladies didn't have gloves on when she was handing out food. But things get interesting, because some kids there didn't even get lunch at school. They brought their own, and they still got sick. I tried asking more kids, but then the bell rang, so I had to dip.
Wait, crap.
Thank-
Hmm.
And they still got sick.
I brought my lunch and I didn't get sick because I am built different, unlike this fool. He's making fun
I
of
tried
me.
asking more
He's gonna
kids,
make
but then the
fun
bell
of me
rang,
later
so
in
I
the
had to
video.
dip.
Ooh, lunch.
Came to class and our teacher locked down the room and turned off the lights. She did some weird campfire story light thing and told us about the virus. She explained that this chicken nugget virus, yes, she used the name that I chose because it's tough, was a virus that could spread rapidly like wildfire.
She got mad at us, me and RJ, because we used chicken nugget virus, and she's like, "Stop spreading misinformation." Wildfire virus.
She doesn't know how it does, but tells us that the virus is the 0.01% of germs that Germex prophesized about. Scary.
Wow.
Anyways,
It's actually getting
she
late.
wanted us to just finish
It's
typing our
getting
essays
late.
and just have a work day. I finished my essay in like 5 minutes because I'm a genius, then played Five Nights at Epstein's again,
not.
and screamed when Donald Trump jump scared me.
This is getting way too much. It's actually way too much now, RJ. So, do it. Oh, he's in the vents. Oh, that scared me. Oh, crap. That's actually scared me.
Everyone looked concerned.
Stop moving your mouth.
Also,
around.
Waylon, who was faking his infection, was sitting near me, so that was horrible.
Yeah.
But the bell rang, and now I can
Sick.
hang out with the gang at lunch.
So, mention me here. I get cameo.
Consists of Logan, Sebastian, Zay, CJ, David, Caleb,
It's me!
sometimes,
sorry.
and me, your favorite, RJ. I'll tell them about
Oh, yeah. So, I'm gonna guess. So, I'm guessing this is RJ, Logan, Savian, maybe me. This is probably
this
me.
whole virus thing. CJ started saying that a zombie apocalypse would happen soon because
Yes, me.
he's been watching way too much Walking Dead recently.
Bro, Walking Dead is low-key tough. Wait. Comments. We should watch this video next. Save to watch later.
While David actually gave us useful information and said that Jeremiah could have been patient 0.
David did not give any useful information. Bro was yapping out of his butt the entire time.
Because the kids with developmental disabilities get lunch first and eat in a different room, then come and hang out with everyone else. Yesterday, Jeremiah had gotten the chicken nuggets because he overheard Jeremiah throwing up later that day. And with him
Yeah,
coming back the
he-
next day and being patient 0,
He didn't throw up that day. That was misinformation. He threw up that morning.
helped spread the virus even more. I realized that this would make a great video and movie plot, but then realized that this was already done. It's called Cooties, and I've
L movie. It says zombies. If it is zombies, I swear to God.
never heard of it before, but Logan told me that this was already a movie, and he wasn't wrong. It's like the same plot. Maybe it's the future too.
We didn't even talk about this movie. Bro, I'm finding so much lies. Hold
I
on,
don't know.
I'll make this
Lunch ended, and we had to go.
How long have I been streaming? Jeez. 45 minutes.
Class, and the science teacher explains that this chicken nugget virus is not a new thing. It's just the norovirus, which is like a contagious stomach bug, except you get it by eating small bits of your own. Well, I'm not the one to argue with the teacher, especially with their domain of teaching being science. So I just stopped the chicken nugget virus rumor and no, because I might not be wrong. Because remember that cafeteria?
You are not tough. Like, it's not chicken nugget virus. It spread through the chicken nuggets. Doesn't mean it's a chicken nugget virus, you dumb, absolute idiot moron. It spread through the chicken nuggets. It's because some people didn't wear gloves that day, and also there's a new sketchy worker there. I think it was him, guys. Put that dose meme up, editor.
Lady without gloves. Now, I think she used the restroom and didn't wash her hands, thinking she would just wear gloves, maybe, and it wouldn't matter. However, she, I guess, forgot to put her gloves on and fed us kids nuggets. Then when the individualized support kids got their food, they became infected, came back into the cafeteria, and infected other kids by coughing or whatever. Most of the infected left early yesterday, but some came back today and caused a virus outbreak, which infected about 50% of our school. I also was stuck next to Waylon and activated my COVID protocols and stayed 6 feet away and played Five Nights at Epstein's on a computer and messed around with soundboards at the back of the room.
Waylon's not tough.
That was a pretty fun period.
Can we put hay on Waylon? I actually want to play Five Nights at
I
Epstein
had
with
to take a test.
RJ
The
today.
only class that gave me a assignment.
He's just mad because he sucks at history.
No workout, so I just sat in the gym and played on my phone and shared memes.
Yeah.
I got
was
home
there.
and my parents
It was actually
immediately.
fun. We were watching memes. Me, him, David, and Caleb all watching memes, and then Waylon was being a nerd with Falcon. We don't like Falcon.
Immediately quarantined me from the rest of my family. I explained to them that I wasn't one of them. I was clean. I was not
No, you're
infected.
not. Bro,
It-
you got infected. It's Friday. You were not clean.
They didn't believe me, so I stayed in a hamster ball for the rest of the day to prevent anyone from getting sick. They also explained our school was the first to become infected and that our virus was spreading fast and infecting other adults. So they canceled.
Yeah, they infected the church. Our church, my church personally, which I don't go to anymore after the virus outbreak. It's a different one from his, and we'll go to his later in the school year. But ours was completely wiped out. So usually we have like 20 to 40 kids, 30 to 40 kids. We only had like 7 to 14 kids this time. So snap.
Was they church for me? Oh no. Well, that's the story on how some Dino Nuggies took over our school with a zombie virus and caused.
Bro, he says I'm a nerd because I'm watching too much Walking Dead. Bro, you've literally used zombie things multiple times in the video. Like, what is happening?
us to appear on Fox News.
Fox is a W channel.
What a ride. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if I should make more story videos like.
What? First video up here? Alright, we don't worry about how I've been watching this. What's happening to my computer? What is happening? Please help. Oh. Maybe put this later. Watch it later. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all on what's it called? I don't know. Let's go talk to RJ. They didn't invite me to repo. I'm mad now. You know what? At this point, let's just watch let's see what else I want to watch later. So if we watch this, take this. What should I do today, guys? Shamar. Military torn. How about? Let's do this one.
Roblox is way.
It's a 50-year-old man presenting to the emergency room with anxiety. J.A. is a 50-year-old man presenting to the emergency room with anxiety, hypersalivation, and paresthesia. Para meaning deviation, like how it's used in paranormal, and esthesia meaning feeling. A deviated feeling. In this case, he had a horrible
Bro's explaining this way too much. I put a lock in.
burning sensation in his forearms, but nothing was burned there. He can't speak to the admitting nurse. He has a hard time forming words. He's foaming at the mouth. His neck muscles are rigid, and clearly, something is wrong with his brain. For 15 years, Jay had been taking an herbal supplement for
Well, yeah, well, no crap, Sherlock. He can't even form words.
general health. These tablets fixed his breathing problems, he thought, and he took these at least 3 times a week, every week. 3 years ago, J.A. presented to the emergency room because something was wrong. He was dizzy and constantly out of breath, and a blood test found out why. His kidneys had completely shut down. This isn't surprising given the supplement that he had been taking for 12 years. The active ingredient herb is from a family called Aristolochiaceae. Ancient herbal wisdom may have known this to be a very tick-sparingly remedy, or better yet, just topical, skin only. You probably weren't supposed to take it long-term, or even really put it inside of your body in the first place, because it has aristolochic acid. This is nephrotoxic. Nephro referring to the kidneys, explaining why J.A.'s kidneys
I was talking fast because of this. Oh, we should probably put that back.
were shutting down. Aristolochic acid inserts itself into kidney cell DNA. It turns the kidneys into a stiff, fibrous shell incapable of functioning normally, explaining J.A.'s kidney failure. But doctors didn't know he had been taking this supplement. He didn't tell them that because he didn't think anything of it. It was such a minor detail of his everyday life, he never gave it a second thought. Doctors start him on dialysis. This is hooking him up to a machine so that it can filter his blood for him. This will remove the wastes that should have been taken care of by his kidneys. If those wastes build up in his body, they can rot his body from the inside and very quickly shut down his heart and end everything. But this is a temporary fix while they wait for a kidney transplant. He has to go to dialysis multiple times a week. 3 years pass. J.A.'s day finally arrives. A kidney is available. In rural Idaho, a middle-aged man was found unresponsive in his bed. His heart had stopped beating. His family was able to find him just in time for paramedics to arrive and resuscitate him. But it wasn't in time to actually save him. At the hospital, he never regained consciousness. He was declared brain dead. On hospital day 5, that man was removed from life support. His organs were recovered and prepared, and his left kidney was determined to be a match for J.A. At a hospital in Ohio, the medical team prepares J.A. It's time for the kidney transplant. Just 1 kidney. It'll be enough that he won't need dialysis anymore, at least for now. Surgery's done, and J.A. seems to recover nicely. The transplanted kidney is called a graft. J.A. is the host. The immune system attacks things that aren't supposed to be in the body. If J.A. just got a new organ, then the immune system will think that that organ isn't supposed to be there. The immune system will attack that organ and destroy it while setting off a massive inflammatory reaction inside J.A.'s body if nothing is done. This organ rejection is called graft versus host disease, but we can do something about this. Medicines were given to suppress J.A.'s immune system. 3 of them do 3 different things. First, steroids. They decrease white blood cells. They decrease signals that kick off the immune system. Second, another specialized medicine goes into the white blood cells and stops their genes from producing immune signal molecules. Third, a final medicine stops white blood cells from replicating. It doesn't destroy them, it just stops them from becoming too numerous. This ensures that the kidney has time to acclimate inside J.A.'s body, that blood vessels can regrow to that kidney, and that his body can recover well. On the flip side, this triplet neuters the immune system and predisposes him to infections, including ones you're not supposed to have in immunocompetent people. But everything seems great. A few weeks pass. J.A. is feeling excellent and recovering well. But 5 weeks after the transplant, something was wrong.
Oh no.
Hey, quick question. Have you learned a couple things from this video so far?
No.
That I publish show how we think. A fun time hobby. Evening, J.A. hands. Toilet. J.A. tried to urinate chair. It would pulsate. A appreciate you. One evening, J.A. felt a burning sensation in his elbows. It would pulsate into a pins and needles feeling into his hands. When he got up from his chair, a pain shot up his leg and he collapsed to the floor. At the toilet, J.A. tried to urinate, but he just couldn't. The feeling was there. The urge was present, but it was like he was in a public bathroom with a giant line waiting behind him, and the pee fright was too intense. He started becoming disoriented to time and place. When everything started making sense again, he noticed that he was shaking. At his computer, J.A. had poured himself a glass of water to take his medicine. When he tried to drink, he suddenly choked. It just didn't go down the right way for some reason. On the floor, gasping for air, water had gotten into his lungs. He couldn't stop coughing. Anytime he even brought a glass of water to his face, he'd have an overwhelming gagging sensation. When he'd force himself to sip the water, he would shake uncontrollably. The water, cupped in his mouth, would spill out, and he'd gasp for air, unable to swallow the water or breathe until finally, he'd spit it out. He needed to drink the water because he needed to take his immunosuppressant medicines, but finally, he just totally gave up and stopped taking them. One morning, J.A. was found on the floor in the bathroom, shaking and screaming, his neck jerking in unnatural ways so shocking to his wife that she calls for 911 and he's brought to the emergency.
Alright, that's enough of that video for today. I watched a little bit of this earlier. Let's ask RJ how it is. What is this? Single. What the So, I'm gonna go ahead and call that a day, guys. So, I hope you like this and might play Final Fantasy 15 later tonight. Anyway, thank you, guys.